Hello, beautiful people. So, you are joining me for something very exciting. I'm making my first Orgonite today. So, let me show you what I got. I'll explain what Orgonite is. So, Orgonite is a EMF protection device or an energy accumulator slash transmutator. So, it will take negative energy and it will turn it into positive energy, orgone energy, which is life energy, prana, chi, whatever you want to call it. So I've got some brass here, some aluminium, some stainless steel, some regular steel, and epoxy. Okay, so, and quartz crystals, of course. So, first step is I've got to mix up the epoxy, and that's going to take me 5 minutes to do. And while I do that, I'm going to be planning what I'm going to be chucking into the Orgonite, because it's quite a small mold that's got over here, and I want to get as much of everything in as possible. I want to have an equally balanced piece of Orgonite. So let me just get some big rocks out of here because I only want the small ones. Okay, so I'm so excited. I've been waiting for so long to do this, but the weather has not allowed me to get the epoxy mixed up and off-gassing in the correct temperature. You want it to be quite warm. If it's cold, it's going to be milky and it just won't set properly. So my mixture with the epoxy to the hardener is 1.5 to 1. So I need about 70 mils of epoxy, which means I'm going to need 45 to 25. Yeah, 45 to 25, that seems right. So I'm going to do that and maybe just add a little bit extra hardener in case. This is my first one, so I don't have to be too precise with it. I'm kind of experimenting and testing things right now. So I'm not going to take it too seriously. I'm also not going to put in expensive crystals because I don't want it to go to waste, Okay, so I said I need 45 and then 25. Yeah. That's not going to be enough. I don't know if that's milliliters. Oh, that's 4 milliliters. Okay, so that's 10, 20, 30, 45. Whoops, this is 50. It's fine. More is actually better. I know I'm not going to run out. So if I'm going to go 50, so I can go 60 and then 30, right? No, that's 1 to 2. 55. And then about 30. So I've got to use different syringes. I can't mix the syringes. Probably should have read the label if it says mix it well before, because I have no idea if you're supposed to. Okay, let me get a glove on for this now. I'm getting the hardener out. This is where it gets dangerous, At least I've got plenty material, so yeah, I'm not too worried about wastage right now. I've got everything I need in abundance, Put the message out there to the universe. I want to make some Orgonite. Please, can you give me what I need? And I got everything in excess, so I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. Okay, so I've got the hardener here. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about mixing it, but yeah, we'll see. Let me just give it a shake. Oof, I made it bubbly. Yeah, I don't want to get this hardener all over my clothes. Not me beautiful clothes. Let's get the first syringe out. Should have done this before. Okay, so that's 2, and then let me just get another half and a bit. So I've put 27, so 55, 27, that's not right. Need to put more. 35, yes. So another 10. Let's throw it in there. Okay, it's good to go. Now, got to give it a mix. Most people say you need to mix it for 5 minutes, so I'm gonna give it 5 minutes and then I'll get back to you when I'm done mixing seafood. Okay, it has been 5 minutes and I'm done mixing. There are still bubbles in here, so it's not gonna look incredible, but it just has to do its job, and this is my first one, so it's okay. I don't know exactly what order I want to put the stuff in, so I'm just gonna go for it, you know. They say you want the crystals to be inside the quartz and not touching the sides, because then it doesn't get the correct pressure, because in order for the quartz to emit a pulse, it needs to be pressurized. But I'm not going to be too serious about it because I've got a lot of quartz, so there is going to be quartz inside anyway. It's not like just a little bit sticking out, it's going to ruin it. So I'm going to start by pouring in the resin, because that does create less of a bubble, but I'm not going to pour all of it, so just a little bit in the bottom. So as you can see, there's a little bit in the bottom, but there's lots of bubbles, but it's fine. Let me grab some quartz in here, just a little bit of the dust at the bottom, and let's sprinkle that in there. The heavier pieces of course are going to sink in, so that's great. Not gonna have to do too much mixing there. I've got some powder here. Okay, so there's some quartz inside. Let me grab some steel. Okay, so now it's covered and I can add some more resin. Now that's what it looks like. I'm gonna put this inside because I don't want to move it once I've got too much resin in there. Just want to get nice and straight. Okay, so let me get some more quartz. A little bit bigger pieces, but not too big. And not just powder. Oh, this is beautiful quartz. I actually got this from my grandparents' farm. They've got a bunch of quartz there, so I just grabbed some of it. Said thank you to the mountain spirits. Got some beautiful quartz, and then I crushed it up myself. Just by using a hammer and other quartz pieces to like break each other up, you know. It's a symbiotic relationship. Okay, that's good. Now I want to put some aluminium in there. Some aluminium. So I want a nice mixture of different metals, and eventually different stones, but for now I'm just gonna do the quartz that I got because it was free, it was cheap, and it's quite sentimental, you know, using my own grandparents' quartz for my first orgonite, which is pretty cool. I'm just gonna put you like that. Let me put a few spirals in there. Another spiral. So we can clearly see the energy is gonna be flowing in that direction. As long as you fit inside. Perfect. Okay, so that's how it looks now. Let me grab a little bit more of the aluminium shavings. You basically want it to be 50-50 resin and 50-50 metal. But obviously because I've got quartz in there, it's not going to be exactly 50-50. But basically you just don't want a bunch of just empty quartz. Empty resin. You want it to be filled up with as much metals and quartz as you can. That just makes it as effective as possible, you know. But I must say, it's looking quite beautiful. Oh yeah, very excited. People have been driving past me, probably thinking I'm a fucking creep, but hey, I am a creep in my own world. Okay. Now, let me pour some more of this in here. Oh, I see that the bubbles have actually started leaving, which is fantastic. And my resin mixture is basically perfect. Now I want to put a little bit bigger stones in there for the bottom part. And then I'm going to put the brass at the bottom to make it nice and gold, you know, it's going to look gorgeous. Sorry that I'm filming so horrifically. I was just too excited and I didn't really set up a place to put my phone and whatever, but I'll do that for the next video. This is more of just a hey look, I'm making orgonite. But I'll do a proper video next time. Okay, now that's in there. I'm gonna grab a little bit more brass. Oh, actually my first brass. Let's put you there. Looking like a little monkey. Okay. Oh yes, that's gonna look gorgeous. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I didn't leave enough room for the brass, so some of it is gonna be sticking out the bottom, I think. But that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just as good as it can be. Now let's just top it off with the rest of the resin that I've got. Oh, it's literally the perfect amount. It reaches the edge. You know, intuition is wild. Look at that. You see, I'm not even lying. It's amazing. Okay, and then to finish it off, two more things. I just want to grab the stick and see if I can poke the brass in all the way. Well, now I know for next time I just need to be a little bit more cautious with the bottom layer. I put too much quartz rocks in. That's not allowing the brass to go down all the way. Now that, beautiful humans, is how you make orgonite. According to me, you know. I'm not the orgonite inventor or guru, but to my knowledge, this should be a powerful, powerful energy transmuter. Do I want to sprinkle a bit more quartz dust at the bottom? I think so. Just for that extra glow and extra magic. It's like sprinkling salt at the end of your curry. It's not needed, but why not? Extra magic. It's so satisfying watching it just sink into the resin. That is where we call it a day. Magnificent pieces of quartz. Nature is amazing. The fact that these were just produced by millions of years of pressure and minerals underground, you know, there's got to be a God. How can there not be? How can there not be? There's just too much amazingness in this earth for there not to be a creator. Okay. Whew. I'm so excited. Okay, let's look at this. Boom. Wait, yeah, you see it better with the sun. Look at that. Looks incredible. Now that, ladies and gents, is my first piece of orgonite. I'm gonna let it settle and off gas inside the car because it's nice and warm in there, and I'm not gonna be breathing in the toxicness. So yeah, I'll show you when I take it out and when it's dry, and I'm so excited. Jazz. Okay, so it is now the next morning and I think it is dry and ready. I did check the cup that I poured from and it's ready in there, and it does feel hard at the bottom, and when I'm like peeling off the side it's kind of coming off, so I think it's ready. Even though it hasn't been 24 hours, I still think it's ready. So yeah, let me grab a knife and let's cut it open. I'm so excited. I can see already that the edges are not perfect, but that's what's gonna happen if I use a mold like this. You know, it's just a cardboard one that I made. The reason I used those because I wanted to do the sacred geometry of the pyramid of Giza. So I basically copied the same ratio of the pyramid of Giza, even though it's an 8-sided pyramid. Interestingly enough, I converted it into a 4-sided one and I made it the same size.
in ratio, obviously not the same size. I don't know how to cut this. Okay, there we go. Woo! It's coming open. Wow. This is magnificent. Oh. So what's so funny is that the texture is literally like the tape, because I put tape inside so that it wouldn't stick to the cardboard. And the texture of the resin is like tape. You can see how it like glistens like that. So it feels like strange. And the shape is also not perfect. But wow. That looks so cool. And there isn't really anything sticking out the sides. It's actually very smooth. Everything has stayed inside, and it's just the bottom where the metal's sticking out. Wow. You can see the quartz inside. Some of the steel is rusting, which looks so cool. There's my first orgonite. It's beautiful. I think what I'm gonna do is actually sand it and smoothen it out a lot. You know, I want it to be perfect, so... Actually, no, but it's my first one, and it's just so interesting having it like this. And it was just a test, you know, to see if it would work, and it did. It's got a bit of weight to it, actually, too. Yeah. I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one on top of my Wi-Fi router for the family, because I'm very upset about Wi-Fi. So this is gonna be there. I've got my Shangat in my room. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and you learned a little bit from this video. I know I didn't give too much information, but this was just my first video on Orgonite. I'm busy making a little notebook on Orgonite, and I'll share it on one of my videos. We'll go through it and I'll talk about it. Because I'm also still learning. I don't know everything. So yeah, we can learn together, and I'll create another piece. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week, and namaste.